Hello, welcome with another video. Today we are going to discuss how we can make that kind of Flask app for detecting a knee X-ray visualization, what kind of disease diagnosis for the prediction of knee using a deep learning. So this is the interface of the application. When I'm open that one, if you can see here, so I'm just opening this one and let me find my folder. If you can see here, I'm going into my folder and picking some samples. So I'm going to check this one. If you can see, I'm just going to press predict, so you can see what is the output. Doubtful, so it show me the output. So we have 5 classification here, so I'm going to upload this one. So let me see how is it printing. You can see this is the output is severe. So third one, I'm going to take this one image and I'm going to upload, and let me see what is moderate. So it's predicting the output like that. This is basically the interface. So in this video we will learn how we can make that particular kind of app by using the data set of knee X-ray images. So before discussing further, I'm going to show you about the data set and other stuff here. So you can see here the data set and something. So first of all, you can see the link here. So I have opened and that link for the dataset. You can see I'm using this one dataset. This dataset is around about 116 GB of 116 GB. So knee X-ray images. If I'm going to open this one, it contains two type of RAR folder. I have downloaded this one. So you can see when I download it, I get this kind of file. So after unzip this one by just simply press unzip, and I get this kind of file, or you can see knee X-ray images. So when I open this one, so you can see we have 2 folders, medical expert 1 and medical expert 2. I will use medical expert 1 simply. You can use whatever you want here. So medical expert 1, you can see we have 5 classes: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, normal, doubtful, mild, moderate, and severe. So I'm using this data set. So you can see in normal we have 514 items samples. So here we have 477 items are samples, so on. You can see moderate one. So these are the samples. So I'm just simply using this file as a data set. So just upload this file on my Google Drive. If you can see, I have opened my Google Drive. So here is a data set. I'm going to show you the sample again. I just remove 0, 1, 2, 3 and just make the data set clear. You can see doubtful and mild, moderate, normal, and severe. So these are my data set. I have just uploaded from here. I'm using I'm using medical expert 1 data set. So you can download this from here. The link will be in the description also. So here I train the model and I get this model.weights. I will tell you later. So first of all, I'm going to tell you about how I train that model. So here is the code for training my model. So you can see here, you can see this is basically mounting the drive. I'm not going to mount it again. Basically it's required quite bit time here. So simply when you press this one link, it will show you the dataset. So you can see this is the dataset link. You can just download that dataset from this link. And after that, I'm just checking the TensorFlow. Make sure you use this one to downgrade your TensorFlow. For my knowledge, when you are going to use default TensorFlow, it may be a 2.0 something above version. So while training that on 2 above version, so we will not get the correct file .hp file, h5 file. So that's why you need to downgrade your TensorFlow. And after that, doing pre-processing, simply pass your dataset. You can see I have my knee dataset. It's contain 5 classes. So I'm simply passing the link of the knee dataset, and then simply the rest of the thing don't need to change. So it will automatically tell us about how many classes are there. You can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So after that, I'm going to pre-process the dataset and convert that dataset and their labels into a list. So by default, I'm taking the size as 255. So 256, you can see here. So after running this column, so I will get my data images into the data and labels into the label folder. So after that I'm just doing rescaling and assigning a categorical label. So you can see here I'm just rescaling the data and assigning the categorical labels here, and after that you can see I'm just visualizing my new labels are 165 of 5 labels. Yep, the data set is we have 1650 a number of sample, and the dimensions are there, and the last one shown that we have one scale images. You can see I did a one scale, it's showing one scale RGB. We're converting by default, we have a data set with RGB. So when we do not use this one, it's taking the OpenCV is taking the data set and considering as a 3-dimension. So we need to convert RGB into the gray. So that's why now we have one scale at the end. So here is the model. So you can see the model is taking the 1 dimension 1 to 8 channels and 3 by 3 kernels, and third one we have the input. So you can see here, so this is the model, the visualization of model. You can see here the input is 256. So here it's showing us 254. So if you are going to assign the input of 100, so it will show us 98 because of some operation. So basically the input is 256 by 256, and so you can see the last dense layer we have 5, and I'm using this softmax activation function. This is the model. So after that we're splitting the data into training and test, 10% body test, and then visualizing the data. You can see here is the visualization of the data, and after that we are training the model. We're splitting the data again for validation step at 20%. So you can see I'm getting the accuracy around about 51%. That is not quite good. So you can do more step by combining these two files, 1 and 2. You can put the data into the one file, or you can also using a transfer learning approaches that will help us to improve the accuracy. So after training that, I'm going to save the model with model.h5 and then plot that model, and I'm using n. So here n represent the number of epochs. Let's suppose if you are going to mention the number of epochs, maybe I'm using 100 epochs. Let's suppose if you are changing epochs is equal to 200, you make sure you make this one 200. So here I have a visualization that is not pretty good. You can see the loss is expanding. It's mean the model is not training. Model is showing some overfitting regarding. So to overcome this one, you need some fine tuning the model. So I'm giving a demonstration how we can train the model and deploy into the Flask app. So that's why I'm not doing further steps. So it's need a time. So you can do by yourself. So after that, you can see I'm going to test the model, getting the loss, and loss is too much high. And after that, you can see I'm using x is equal to 32. I'm randomly select the images from our test data, that is basically 10% the test data, and predict the output of the data. And after that, I'm going to check the confusion matrix. You can see here is a confusion matrix of the 5 classes, and you can see. So after doing this one, so we will get this model. You need to download this model into your local computer or local machine, and after that you can see here this file, Flask knee classification. So you just need to put your model here. So this is the model which is really needed to while running. So here is the HTML code. I'm not going to discuss about the HTML code, and here is the static file, CSS or whatever the other stuff. So I'm just going to discuss about these kind of file. You can just simply need to import necessary file, and after that describe your data set, how many classes and the rest of the stuff, and input image size for pre-processing. Again here we are loading the model which are here. So after that, this is the function for pre-processing and predicting. This is the predicting level before passing the data to the model. So we need pre-processing again, because we have done the pre-processing for training, so we need the pre-processing for predicting also. So here is basically when we run the code, it will automatically call this file. So you can see when I run it again, let me show you. When I run it again, so you can see I get this kind of interface. So after that, when I upload the image, so this function will work. This function says if it automatically detect something is post on website. So after that it will automatically upload the data and will save the uploaded file in this directory, and after that it will call predicted label. So here is our predicted label. It will take the image from our read part, maybe it's from here, and after that do some pre-processing. First of all, we need to convert the images from RGB to the gray, and then resizing the images 256, because the model, if you can see here, the our model input size is round about 254. 254s are basically of summary, so it's not 254, 256 and 256. If you can see the data dimension, that's same here. So 256 to 256 are the input. So we need to define this one, and after that pre-processing it perform to rescale the pixels. So after this one, reshaping and then passing to the model, and model will give us prediction about the relevant things. So I'm going to run it again. I'm just cancel it again, and you can see here I'm connecting to the kernel again. So I'm going to close this one. So let me run this one again, this file, so make sure it is working perfectly. So you can see when I run this file, so we need to wait for a while. So let me run this one again, 1217. So yeah, you can see I'm going to test this one. I'm from test sample, I'm taking the any kind of sample. So how it's not predicting, it's predicting doubtful. So because the model we got an accuracy around about 50, so make sure you need to improve the rest of the things. So I'm going to take this one. Let me see, it's predicting the normal. So I'm going to take this one again. So it's predicting the wrong. So this sample, yeah, it's predicting sample. So this is the whole project. Further you can learn from, go to this one site, buffml.com. I will upload this code in my repository, and you can get that code from this website and download it and do your practice around your local machine or whatever, where you want to do practice. So thank you so much for watching so far. If you have any query and any question, you can contact me by this website, and also you can contact me anywhere else. Thank you so much.